Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to UFO Mind's Eye. And I've kind of lost track of what episode that this actually is, so we're not really going to go by numbers.
I am confused also. I think you're on 4 or 5, I think. I'm not quite sure, dude.
Are you sure it's not 55?
Oh, it might be by now. You've done a lot of the Mind's Eye videos.
I can't drive 55.
I'm here with Drizzle. This is Sunglasses Man. He wanted to show you some books he got at the library. Library or library? Library?
Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders? Does he go to the library?
Barry Manilow.
Barry White. Barry
Forsyth.
Barry Johnson.
Anywho, so I wanted to show you guys, for the fans of the show, Ancient Aliens.
Here, let's show it. Let's get closer so they can see it.
He's going to show it a little bit to you. Now this is the official book, and this pretty much goes into details about all the major cases. So let's show some pictures here. Okay.
Hope we have enough light. There you go. Yeah, get closer. That's what I did. Ancient Aliens.
What I really like about this book is it really goes into detail about the major things that have happened in the world and that kind of link UFOs and aliens to ancient history. And there's one certain picture that I wanted to show you guys in here. We're going to get to it. There we go. Okay. For all you ancient Egypt people. Now, what is your guys' theory about the Sphinx?
It stinks. No, it's Sphinx.
Who do you think built the Sphinx?
Leonard Nimoy.
Well, he's done documentaries.
Oh, that's what I meant.
He's probably just as smart as the people who built the Sphinx.
Probably. You know Spock is real, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing to know is, yes, there are aliens, yes, there are UFOs, and yes, I believe that they contacted mankind billions of years before the Egyptians were even around. I think that they had something to do with Atlantis. I think that they helped those people develop their society and build their technology.
What's Atlantis? Atlantis Morissette?
Atlantis is supposed to be the sunken city off the coast of, well, actually now they've narrowed it down to like 3 different places. One is by Greece, which makes total sense.
Oh, Grease with John Travolta?
Well, that's a movie.
Oh, that's a movie. Okay. I'm trying to learn. I can't learn. Learn! God.
I might have to hit him in the head with the book, maybe.
Here, go ahead. I'll get you one.
So I think the most important thing is, now we are at a point in time in history where we should start believing and doing research on these ancient societies and understanding that we're not just apes and gorillas, descendants that just built fires and like smashed rocks together.
Fire. Well, what about the Bermuda Triangle? What is that like? You play the triangle with the people of Bermuda, or not?
I think the most important thing to discuss with the Bermuda Triangle is there was so many people who just basically disappeared and were never heard from again. they're still finding like spacecrafts like around the area that are still like. My theory is, I think that the UFOs are in that area because it's some type of dimensional portal that takes them from one dimension to the other dimension, and I think that's where they kidnap people and kind of take them to their home planet, basically an experiment on them.
Well, don't they have cell phones they can call?
Well, they're far advanced than cell phones.
Far advanced.
Yeah.
Do aliens have cell phones?
Probably with their minds.
Mind's eye.
Yeah. Well, it's a good definition. I mean, I think aliens have the power to basically not only to spy on us, but I think that if we would have went to the other side of the moon, we probably would have ended up running into the aliens, but we were stupid and we went to the wrong side of the moon. And they've even proven that now.
How many sides of the moon are there?
Well, so that there's a dark side and then the light side.
Oh, the Pink Floyd album.
Yeah.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, that might even be what that album is named after.
Probably.
I mean, Pink Floyd was a band who actually they liked the whole alien theory.
Yeah. Where is the Bermuda Triangle? In Bermuda?
Yes, it is.
Where's Bermuda?
It's an island, and it's probably near the Caribbean.
I'd like to go there with you. Maybe we could take Dennis Goblin with us.
Well, he might already be there. I mean.
Uh-oh, he's not coming back. Then him and Alpha got lost in the Bermuda Triangle.
Well, remember, Al's an alien, so.
Oh, that's what? That's true.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alf
man.
might just
Well, bye, Dennis. Nice knowing you, man.
I don't know. Elf probably would be able to hook him up with like some, good feedback as far as like he might be some type of alien like celebrity for all we know by now.
Yeah.
So actually, on the Bermuda Triangle, let me get the little novel here. Here we go. So, let's see if there's any pictures on here that I could show you guys. Yes. Okay. Now, these are some of the aircraft that they said that they've found and that were lost there.
What book's that?
Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, the sunglasses, man. Get it together, man. Jeez.
Too much Hennessy.
I had too much Hennessy and coffee beans.
And then here's some of the people that they say have been missing and stuff too. And Amelia Earhart, that's the other thing too. They've discovered pictures now of her being imprisoned in a Japanese camp. My theory is that how do we not know that she didn't get sucked into the Bermuda Triangle? Aliens kind of picked her up, did their experiments, said, okay, we're done.
Well, we don't really know.
Planted her on an island and said, okay, Japanese, go basically do what you want.
Well, it's very interesting stuff, man. I can't wrap my head around all this information, though. It's kind of... Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
That is weird. There's only like 3 pictures in here. Okay.
I wish I had a library card. I ate it.
I hope you put ketchup and mustard on it.
Oh yeah, and mayo too. 3 pictures, that's it?
That's all I see. Wait a minute.
Oh, there you go.
Here's a map, looks like.
Show the map, show the map.
There we go.
Oh, hairball. Oh, okay, I kind of see it now. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not color, which doesn't make
Yeah, what's up with that? They forget to color in the picture or something? They ran out of ink for their book? What's that one?
This one is called UFO, The Great Debate, and it's by John Allen. Now he's done lots of other books that are pretty popular in the UFO field. I'm looking through here to see if there's any pictures in here, and there's not, which is strange.
That's stupid, man.
But we'll put the back of the book on here so you guys can kind of read it a little bit. It is kind of a neat cover. This is the 33rd Planet by Ben Messages. I can't pronounce it. I think it's Russian or something.
Ben Mesrich.
Ben Mesrich, okay.
Mesrich.
He might be Russian or something, I don't know.
I like Russian dressing on my salads. Really tasty.
I thought it was French dressing.
Oh, well. Yeah, I thought it was too.
So what this book basically is about, from my understanding, is he is talking about the planets that we've recently discovered in the last 25 years that basically they said didn't exist, that they know about now. I haven't read the whole entire book yet. I kind of want to read it a little bit more. Once I read a little bit more of it, I'll kind of give you guys a heads up. But that's what I was told. That's what this book is about the planets that they just recently discovered.
Is Pluto a planet still?
And yes, I want to talk about that too.
Who says that?
Whose ingenious
stuff?
idea decided that Pluto isn't a planet anymore? I think that person should be like...
They're on crack.
I was just going to say that person should have somebody tweezer all their hairs off of their legs or something. So the next book... let me get
a little bit closer. There you go.
There you go. Okay. Now we're going to see if there's any pictures in here. What is the deal with no pictures in books?
They ran out of money or something.
Apparently. So, yeah, there's no pictures in here. Okay. But let's put up the back here. Maybe you guys could read the back. I was told that this book is about people who basically were traveling at night and they were basically taken off like roads, and experiments was done on them and stuff.
It's crazy.
Abduction, basically.
I don't ever want to be abducted. I don't want to get my... Oh, never mind.
Your wing dang doodle cut off?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I think I want to say is, for those of you who do believe in aliens, I say not a horrible thing in this point in time in our generation, because look at what pinpoints it makes sense. You have to look at how mankind lived before, and then magically we have all this technology now. That's what I'm like, okay.
We were helped out by,
yeah.
We were aliens and such. So.
And I think within the last few years, I mean, look at all the footage that there is on YouTube of people uploading.
Oh, there's tons, man.
UFO sightings, things like that.
Well, your video of that one video you recently did with the moon,
yeah,
looked like it did go away. So I was like, man, maybe that's not the moon on there. It's like, that was crazy.
I mean, the other thing I wanted to talk about real fast was when I was younger. I mean, I lived in the country.
Sorry.
So we always saw like weird things in the backyard.
Ugh.
Coughing up a frog.
I just taste my lunch a little bit. Sorry, guys.
You.
Alright, sorry.
I think the most important thing with that was my parents wanted me to have an open mind with believing the abnormal, I guess. I mean, we saw UFOs almost every single night practically when we were out on the patio in the backyard. I saw my first UFO when I was like 5 years old. And what was strange was it was always at the same time at night. It was always about 1:30 in the morning, 2 in the morning. That's when my, parents would say, "Come out and look, there's UFOs." And there would always be like 3 in a row. It wouldn't just be like one.
Not like just one
No.
hovering there.
And what was strange was they were always forming like a triangle, and then they would just speed off and vanish. There would be no engine noise. There would only be like lights rotating. Sometimes there wouldn't be, like stars. What was strange was it was almost like they were separating the sky because there wouldn't be any stars anywhere around the object.
That's weird. That's really weird.
Now, the weirdest thing that happened with my older sister was babysitting my younger sister and I, was we actually had an incident where this craft was over our house, and a neighbor came out and knocked on our door and said, "You guys need to come out here and look at this." And we all looked at it actually, and it was about as big as the frickin' Titanic.
It was outside?
Yeah, floating above our house.
Well, they should take a picture of that.
My neighbor was actually pretty freaked out because she was a much older woman. She was in her 80s.
Okay.
And she had survived like World War II and stuff like that. So she had seen her fair share of things. And that was when she pretty much had all of us come over to her house, basically, because she didn't know what was going to happen, basically.
Did they call the police?
Yes, she actually did.
Yeah.
And they.
I bet it was gone by the time they got there.
No, actually, when they showed up, it was still in the sky.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they actually took pictures of it. So.
How come this isn't? Was it recorded like as a case, or they probably just threw it out?
I think what the authorities do is that they put it in a case file of how many people that report it, because apparently there wasn't just us that saw it. So.
Well, yeah, if it was that big, it probably a lot of people.
I'm pretty sure the whole neighborhood saw it. So,
yeah.
Now that wasn't the first time that we saw that UFO, though. I mean, we also saw that UFO when we were on vacation camping, and that was like over 60 miles away from where we lived, and we still saw that like during that camping trip. So my theory is that something apparently wanted to communicate with us because it was following us. Maybe that's the reason why I have such an interest in UFOs, is because from a young age I basically saw UFOs, and it wasn't a big deal to me because it was kind of like, oh cool, And now I can also talk about lost time and stuff like that too, because that comes into the UFO theory too, is when you see a UFO, they can also freeze time, and then time can lapse over like several hours later, and then when you look at the clock, you're like, why is there 3 hours missing?
Yeah.
Now that actually happened to my stepdad and I. We were driving home from a drum circle that we were involved in.
Yeah.
And we were at an intersection. This was actually in South Bend where I live. And there was all these cars around. My stepdad and I couldn't figure out why nobody was going through the intersection. Everybody was just in a big line together. And then all of a sudden the car turns off. We hear these roar of engines going above us. We look up and there's a huge UFO above all the cars, and it's just rotating and flashing lights. And we get out of the car and we start talking to people, and people are basically saying the same thing. Our cars won't start. We can't do anything. Our radios aren't even working. Our phones aren't even working. And within about 15 minutes, flash a light, boom, nothing's in the sky, and all the cars turn on, and all the radio and all the people's stereos turn on. My phone starts working again. We look at the clock, and yes, it is 11:30. When we left the drum circle, guess what time it was?
8:30.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So I still have no idea what exactly happened. I thought that was incredibly strange.
Maybe they were testing out something, or like, I don't know, the atmosphere or something.
Something. I mean, something was happening. I think that they're trying to warn us about possibly, some type of global disaster that could end up happening.
Yeah. They might be actually trying to help us.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Not all aliens are bad. Like, a lot of movies say they're bad and stuff, but
yeah, I mean that's the thing is
stereotypical.
I think that the media tries to put fear into us about
about everything, really.
Other societies and other things that they don't want us to know about. My theory is, I think the aliens are here to kind of teach us how to survive and take care of the planet before it becomes a shithole, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
And they're finding out now that global disasters did happen thousands of years ago. Like, there was global floods. And we're in a situation now where there's huge icebergs that are basically detaching from each other, and it could cause massive floods. I'm thinking that they're here to kind of teach us that we need to prevent this. And I think
before it's too late.
Yeah, before it's too late. And there is a documentary called Global Disaster.
Is that on YouTube or?
It's not on YouTube. It's on Hulu though.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. And I would definitely watch it. It's very interesting. It kind of gives suggestions on how we could kind of prevent some type of global issue. I think the most important thing is to have an open mind and realize that global warming is happening. And if we definitely don't pay attention to what's happening now, then 20 years from now we might be floating on like canoes and have like cloths and stuff to wear for clothes and probably eating like fish.
Oh, that would suck.
So I think I just want to make people aware that instead of worrying about buying like new iPhones and laptops and stuff,
and Miley Cyrus CDs
or blow up dolls.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
Anyway, let's let's stay on subject now. Yeah. Come on.
Bad brain.
Bad brain. Oh, jeez.
Anyways, my theory is that we need to do something now. We need to pay attention to what's happening, and instead of spending money on things that we don't need, we should be helping people who are trying to better our Earth.
I like how they're building the wall, though. That's pretty. Our border wall. That's pretty cool. At least they're doing that right.
I still think that we live in a society that only cares about, believing every little thing that the media tells us.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm afraid that we're letting fear run our lives, and I think that
they make money off of fear. Fear sells. People they hardly ever show positive stories, but they never talk about aliens on the news. I noticed that.
It's because they probably realize that it's just going to freak people out.
Well, yeah, most people would, be running for the hills and getting their shotguns and getting their friends together.
And my theory is that I think a lot of these creatures that they've discovered all over the earth, like two-headed, animals and stuff like that.
Excuse me.
I feel like they're saying that stuff is created in labs and stuff, and it's like,
I don't think so.
That yet. My theory is that I think a lot of that stuff, those could be aliens that are from different species that are left here on Earth to kind of like check on humans and learn about us.
That could be.
Because look at movies like E.T., for example. Like, look at how popular that movie was. And if you look at that movie, it's pretty true, honestly, that that's something that could happen. And it probably has happened.
I wish I could have an ET in my house.
But there are some interesting movies, like Paul, for example.
Paul, that's a good comedy one.
That's a comedy one. My Stepmom's an Alien. That's kind of an interesting.
I've never seen that. I always wanted to see that. Yeah. Dan Aykroyd. And actually, Dan Aykroyd is into aliens. He's supposed to some documentaries.
Yeah, he did a documentary actually. You guys, it's on YouTube. You guys can actually look it up.
I believe it is.
And did you know that the Men in Black actually contacted him after he did that?
Ooh.
Yes.
Why?
They threatened him. That's why they ended the production of the documentary. That's why it's only a half hour instead of 2 hours. Is because that footage that they were going to show was going to kind of talk about the Men in Black. They didn't like that.
I don't get, why are they so secretive of all this? Just let people know about it. Like, even if people get scared, what are they trying to make money off of it, or like what's? It just doesn't make sense.
Well, I think it's just cover-ups.
You think eventually they will start telling people about aliens?
That's what I'm hoping, because I think that our society deserves it, and we.
Yeah.
I mean, in other countries, it's legal to go and look at UFO documents that the government has. Like the UK, they've already published their UFO documents. You can even look them up on their website. Yes, it's like 5,000 pages long.
But you could.
I mean, it's all physical evidence. It's about like UFO just being seen by like the Queen and basically high government officials. And then there's the whole rumor about there aliens who can shapeshift, who make themselves look like humans.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the air about that. I'm not saying I don't believe it, but I'm saying that I do believe in the alien hybrid theory there. I do think that we have human alien DNA mixed together, yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, you never know.
The whole shape-shifting thing, I'm a little leery about. I don't know enough about it to really say whether I believe it or not. But I do believe in the alien hybrid theory, yes. I think the thing to understand about this video is you can have your own view on this, and you don't have to believe every single thing that I'm telling.
This is just our opinion. This isn't like we respect other people's opinions.
I guess all I'm trying to say in this video is, if you have an open mind, awesome. Read some of these books, watch some of the documentaries.
Just try it. Open your mind.
Try it. Open your mind up, and realize that we may have not just been societies of man just banging stuff together and building bricks with 50 of our friends to create a pyramid. There's also a theory that the Great Pyramids all around the world are actually former schools that used to teach people about UFOs and how to use their technology to build these societies. I believe that, personally. I think that they did have schools inside these pyramids, and I think that they were teaching people how to make these devices to help themselves build their societies. I think that's what happened with Atlantis, too. I think that the aliens kind of helped them out, too. So UFO Mind's Eye, special guest.
Also, please give this video a thumbs up. Would be great for Drizzle.
And
subscribe, of course. He's got 67. Jeez.
Which I never thought I would.
Catching up to Jay Wilkins.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Oh man. Well, you'll have 100 by maybe even by like October, November.
Yeah.
That'd be a good goal for you.
And here's an idea, guys. Let's say this Halloween, because I've discussed this with Sunglasses Man and J Wilkins 79, that I want to actually go out in the middle of the night on Halloween. Let's say a field or something.
Well, there's one right by us we can go to.
And we're going to shoot in the sky, and we're going to see if we catch anything. Whether we see UFOs or any comets or anything like that. Now, me personally, I don't really want to go to like haunted
Cemeteries or
anything.
anything. We're not doing that. No.
I've already experienced that for the kids, so I'm kind of good on that. So, plus the whole living in a haunted house thing.
And people are just dying to get in there anyways. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Well, Sunglasses Man out, and Drizzle, I'll let you end the video. So.
And let the world know, first and foremost, have your own peace of mind. Don't believe everything that the government tells you. And go out and enjoy your lives. Don't let fear control it.
Don't hide.
Yeah, don't hide and be a hermit crab.
Yeah.
And add J Wilkins 79 if you don't have him on your friends list. He does a lot of funny videos too and some educational things. And yes, we are going to go UFO hunting around Halloween. So
I'm down.
Peace.
It'll probably just be me and you.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Enjoy your Sunday. UFO Mind's Eye.